Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Talking Skritt. I'm your host, John, better known as Day Around Yaxman, with a fantastic show for you. ArenaNet at PAX East, PvP Matchmaking Changes, and behind the scenes with the current events team, or current activities team, and much more. But first, let me introduce you to my fellow host. He is a moderator over at MMO Champion and host of Zero to Hero on this very channel. Our infamous behind the scenes guy who is a body double in the hit movies like Green Lantern, Guardians of the Galaxy, and many more. Say hello to Jim.
Yeah, I'm really glad I don't have anything green on, so you can't like green screen anything over on the video for this.
Well, that's the great thing about chroma keying. I could just do any color.
Hi, everybody.
All right, and he streams over on Twitch where he answers the age-old question. If we talk about a behind-the-scenes post, does that not make it the scene, hence no longer being behind the scene? Say hello to Age.
My head hurts.
Wow. That got real meta real quick.
Yeah.
Then it worked.
We have to think about that.
Okay.
We're like a minute in and you already broke Age.
Whoops. Well, this will be a short show then. All right. And she writes for MMORPG.com and also her own site, MMORly.com. Here's a little behind the scenes. It is really hard making a joke intro with roar in it every week. Say hello to Robin.
Hi. Yay.
Does that count as giving up?
I think it does.
No, because that was an intro involving roar. So,
all right. We'll see what you do next week.
Yeah, I'm screwed. ArenaNet, I need you to throw something to Gem Store Lion related or something related that has a roaring thing. Please.
Corgi.
There you go. The corgis. Anyway, that's
yes.
We're already going off topic. We haven't even hit a
do.
topic. There's an age-old question. Can we be off topic before we hit a topic?
We do that a lot, so.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump right into it. So this week we have a post telling us that PvP League Season 11 balance update and SAB are coming soon. So the season begins on April 3rd and will end on May 29th. In preparation for the season, they're releasing a balance update on March 27th. So next Tuesday, we're going to get a balance update. And then shortly after, we're going to get the new PvP League Season 11. I mean, let's focus on that first, because I know a lot of people probably want to focus on SAB, but you know.
This is the balance patch that I've been complaining about, with them not liking passive traits and then just nerfing the traits to make the best trait still a worst best trait. Because there's not going to be a single warrior that doesn't take last stand.
I'll do it. I'll be that brave soul that dies instantly.
So this will be interesting.
Age,
Yeah.
It looks like you want to say something.
I had my rant last week. I'm good.
I'm interested to see, like, because I know they said that they weren't going to be making any changes, but I'm interested to see if they do make changes. Because, you know.
Yeah, because they
things
seem very
happen.
finalized on it, but like I think we even mentioned it last week, was like it's not guaranteed until it's out there. So
Yeah.
I wonder if there will be slight alterations. Are there any slight alterations that you think should be made?
Are you trying to get a rise out of me? I know it.
In a sense.
No.
He doesn't
It's
know
just like poke.
Not this week.
Do not poke the thief.
Beef pokes you.
Oh, man.
I just lost my voice there for a second. He stole my voice. Anyway, so yeah, there's not much to, like, we've kind of talked about the balance updates last week. I think a week before that, like, you know, they've been kind of throwing it back and forth, but hopefully there are some tweaks here and there between now and then for some people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, the one thing I'm really interested is the cooldowns that they proposed on Scourge abilities. I think there's like 20-second cooldowns on a lot of things, and Honestly, half the time I feel like it was needed because a lot of the red circles are from Scourges.
Yeah.
And as cool as the little raid indicator that they gave us in PvP is, it makes it really hard to see other indicators on the ground.
Yeah.
So I would very much like to see a reduction in the AoE spam, because it feels like you can't play melee unless you're a get in, get out kind of class. Like I like playing Bruiser Warrior. I like playing my Tempest with support, but that's point blank AoE.
Mm-hmm.
I can't survive in all of that, so
Yeah.
Chat saying Necros will be trash again. Oh, wait. Oh.
Oh, poor Necros.
the problem is they're either OP or they're trash, and it's kind of hard to find an in between for them.
Yeah, they have that problem with a lot of things. Like it's really hard to find the middle ground of balance. They swing a lot.
Yeah.
And chat's also saying they're happy about kind of the reducing the spammability of instant cast, but they're hoping that they add some after casts so they can still be used fast, but not fast in succession. So
the one that I see that I know of, since I play Elementalist a lot, is the arcane skills, and all of those being instant cast and can be used while channeling or, you know, stunned or what have you.
Yeah,
That's kind of the point of the skills. Like that's unique for arcane skills for the Elementalist. And I don't know, like it feels like that spammability is part of the balance of the skill, so I don't know how it's going to affect things. But I agree, is that stacking things like that is definitely a problem, because it just becomes, can I blindside someone with enough burst within a second or two to kill them? And then if it doesn't kill them, I get away, I come back after my cooldowns are up and I do it again and hopefully kill them this time.
Yeah.
It's boring binary gameplay.
also chat's saying you can't really get closer to balance by changing numbers. You need new mechanics to get there. Like skill ammo and barrier. Well, I mean, I think it helps.
You can. It depends on how. It depends on the equations behind what powers the existing mechanics and skills. So tweaking those can make a huge difference. But yeah, if you have a skill that's just inherently really strong, even without all the math behind it, then you've got to make uses to that.
It's one of the things I've been bringing up on Zero to Hero for the past few weeks, is that I feel like it's possible that some of the ways some of the elite specs are designed, to be honest, Scourge and Firebrand specifically, I feel like they are bad for PvP because of how they're designed, not because of any of their specific abilities, just the inherent design ideal behind the spec is not good. Like, I mean, it's not something.
It's not good for balance.
Right. That's what I mean. It's not like a bad design. Scourge is a fantastic PvE idea, but PvE is a completely different animal from balancing from PvP or WW. The Scourge, I think, if it's going to be supportive, which I thought, because they were trying to be like barrier for the Scourge, they still put out too much Condi for that. Yeah. And then Firebrand, like I've talked before, where I walked onto a point and there was an enemy Firebrand there, and they didn't move because they knew I couldn't do anything about it. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm hopeful anyways that this balance patch is just like a first steps of what they're doing to get ready for bigger changes that will, you know, more fundamentally help things, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And like we said, this all balance update is going to be coming this Tuesday, and then looks like we are going to get Super Adventure Box very shortly after. So basically March 29th to April 19th, Moto will open the portal to his greatest achievement, the Super Adventure Box, for the annual Super Adventure Box Festival. So, you know, get ready, because if you want all this, you know, fancy shiny stuff, you're probably going to have to run and grind your face off.
Yeah, I also decided this year, since I can stream again, I'm gonna actually stream me trying to do tribulation some. So if you want to watch me die a lot, that'll be fun.
Sorry. Who knows? If you want friends to go with you, maybe I'll join you because I'll die a lot too. I've got a continue coin. I can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I bought the infinite continue coin, so whatever.
I think if you go with people, doesn't it?
Huh?
I'll say if you go with people, doesn't it, like, if one person dies, doesn't it reset everybody, or?
It depends on where you die. Because I think I was doing some of it last year with Age for a little bit, and there was a couple parts where he's standing around waiting at the thing where I needed to go, just watching me die over and over and over. It was pretty funny.
I'm terrible at it too. So
you are less terrible at it than I am. I can't even jump normally, so this is extra fun. Maybe we can do a talking Skritt, all of us together.
I was waiting for chat or someone, because I was like, oh, that's gonna, oh.
It'd be fun. We could do a streaming night and
it'll
just
be something.
Be like, ah.
I need to get those rock versions of the boomboxes, so I'll be doing tribulation. So I might as well suffer.
Rock versions of the boomboxes?
Yeah. So there's so if you complete the worlds, you get World 1 and World 2 boomboxes. But if you beat Tribulation mode in World 1 and World 2, you unlock metal versions of the boomboxes.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember they did a guild chat about, like, the person that did it or something. I remember. But yeah, definitely cool. A cool little achievement for it.
Yeah.
Personal
that'd
achievement.
Be awesome.
And so, yeah, get your Super Adventure Box ready. I might just, if we do a Talking Skritt one, that's probably the only thing I will do, because literally I run it like once and I'm like, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, kudos to the people that can run it over and over year after year, but I'm just like, ew.
Maybe they'll put the baubles in the wallet this year.
Oh my god, yeah. That'd be awesome.
We can only hope. Balance update for the wallet.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is like with Super Adventure Box, I really liked the first world. And the second world is okay, but like I just don't know why I've never clicked with it in the same way I did with the first world for whatever reason.
World 2 is the one with the log jumping, right?
Yes, that's the one it starts with.
That I always like that, but that's because I played a lot of Super Mario 2.
Oh, I hated Super Mario 2. It's my least favorite Mario.
Well, then I guess we found out why you don't like those ones.
Right.
Ada, tips for someone who has never done SAB?
Do it with friends.
Well, okay, I'll take that. 1, do it with friends. 2, be prepared to accept defeat.
Yeah. A lot of the way it's set up is that you learn it by failing.
Yes.
So, like, you'll do things and then you'll just die because there's an instant death thing. And then you have to go back and be like, all right, I know not to do that now. It's, yeah, it's a very teach you by killing you kind of.
Well, that's tribulation mode. There's also...
No, even in regular.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's also, isn't there, like, I forget what it's called, but like infant mode where you get like
infantile mode where it basically gives you clouds.
Little clouds and the rainbows. That is worth doing just for the lulz because it's hilarious.
And I think there's achievements. Well, I think they're all 0 achievements though, but
yeah,
that are just like, hey, you did it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Ada. If you were decently okay at like old school Mario games, you'll be able to do like regular mode on SAB just fine.
Yeah. It's just the most frustrating part is that it teaches you by killing you, essentially. So be prepared.
Tribulation mode, I think, is modeled after I Want to Be the Guy. And if you don't know what I Want to Be the Guy is, just go on YouTube, Google, just search for I Want to Be the Guy and watch the videos that come up. You'll get a laugh out of it, I'm sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Tribulation mode as a first time go in. Like, do the middle tier. I guess that's the normal one.
I always imagine like when Josh Foreman was putting together Tribulation mode, he was just like,
I could see him actually making that laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like chat saying it's masochism games like I Want to Be the Guy. Yeah, yeah, they're pretty insane. because as an example, like for tribulation mode, this is the very hard one, so don't think you should just avoid it. But sometimes it's like the ground looks normal and you walk out, either there's spikes or you just go through into a pit of lava. Like
yeah, like and
I
there's
said,
no indication that they're there until you trigger. So
well, there are some indications. Like I think with the lava
some
one,
of them,
you
not
have to
all
be
of
very
them.
okay. I was gonna say for some of them, it's lowered just a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's something
There are
you're not going to
sometimes, like-
notice unless you know about it.
There are sometimes like pointing hands that indicate where to go, and if you touch them, they'll kill you. There are places in World 1-1 in Tribulation mode. There's like a field, and there are flowers, and the flowers will explode if you touch them.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it in 1-1 where the checkpoint literally smacks you and kills you?
Yes, the gate just comes down and.
And like I said, this is I still want to stress this is tribulation mode. There still is the like kind of normal tier, and then there's like the,
Easy mode.
Very easy mode where you're just literally like it's like a walking simulator.
Wait until they said like Moto updated the simulator so that you know when you died, and it's just like a Dark Souls. You died.
That would be amazing. Oh my god.
Hey QED.
That would be pretty cool. So during the whole release of SAB, like we said, what's going to be coming out April 3rd will be the actual PvP League Season 11 is going to start up. So what are you guys hoping for from PvP League Season 11?
Nothing.
I'm going to say hopefully no match manipulation.
Right. It would be nice.
I hate that I laugh at that, but
I laugh too.
The track record is not good.
Yeah, I feel like they've got to come up with a better way to de-incentivize doing that, because right now there's not a whole lot about that.
Yeah. Or at least when it does do that, punish them, actually punish them, not give them a vacation. Like what the people like we talked about last week, the people that are match manipulated in season 10, they can't participate in season 11, but like we said, they could still do the more profitable tournaments and stuff like that. Like, I'm sure there's someone there. Yeah, I'm sure there's someone there that there's a reason behind it. I don't see it, but
yeah.
I don't see it, but you know what? It might be behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Hey, maybe there'll be a new legendary backpack to earn.
Bullshit.
You ruined my transition.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, that's cool. Though, maybe they'll have to get these people to work on it because they did work on some of the legendary weapons. So maybe they can get their ideas for the legendary back piece and maybe actually keep it as a year in the year of Ascension.
Right.
Call me crazy. But yeah, this past week there was a post on the Guild Wars 2 site talking. It was a behind the scenes video with the current activities team. I always want to say current events. Like I just naturally say current events. But the current activities team, and they actually had a 10 or 12 minute long video, but we have a little bit of it here. But if you want to watch it in full, there's always going to be a link in the description, so you can go to the post and whatnot. But I didn't realize this until they kind of showed it. They're referred to as the cat team or the cat people, which I'm sure people are very aware of. They actually went and put all the cats in all the story stuff that throughout Living Story season
and in your home zone
3. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, also we now know who to blame for that, because they said in the video that it started as a joke with Matt Pennebaker, and he was like, "Oh, I could have a cat in your home area," and then it kind of blossomed from there. So
yeah, and
I'm not saying go yell at him, but it was
but yeah, the people that are in the team in this video are Alexander Youngblood, Joe Kimmez, and Brett Nelamo. So, and they basically do festivals, create some of the legendary weapons, bring current events, and And I think
Basically
including the current
do
events like the holiday
everything
events, yeah, all the stuff
to
in
keep
between
the
living
game,
story.
yeah, feeling alive and like things are happening.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that they're called the cat team, I'm surprised there isn't some kind of tortured name for the PvP team so they could be called the llama team.
Oh my god.
Or ANet, we need that anagram now.
Yeah. Figure that one out.
But yeah, you know, it was definitely cool to hear some of like the thought process behind it and stuff like that, and it actually made me think, because now I'm always comparing it to like how could they spin this stuff into like the marketing, you know, of Guild Wars 2, because you know, I know I wasn't a fan of the whole friendships thing. Like it was kind of, I don't know. Everybody has their opinions.
Okay, but yeah.
Yeah. But I was thinking, like, because I think they even say somewhere in there, it's such a cool thing to see once they see someone play it and like they enjoy it or something, like them bringing that stuff to life. It almost made me think of like, what if they did like undercover boss, but with like the dev, like maybe go in on like with one of like a guild or something, like let the guild leader know this dev's gonna sit in and just call him like a new member of the guild or whatever, and they maybe do one of the current events, and then like maybe he gets to hear some of the stuff. Or
well, so like they're so the thing with the devs in their accounts and stuff, the little castle by their name, it's just there because of that's the ArenaNet guild that causes that to be there. So they actually, some of them actually are members of other guilds, and people don't even know that it's them because they're just there incognito. So they get to see some of that as it is.
I just would like to see like a video of like maybe like have them like you know, someone recording them like say like pretending to be like, yeah, this does seem kind of cool, like, you know, maybe putting on a gooey voice or something and be like at the end be like, haha, it was me all along. Like, you know, something you know, cut it down to like 5 minutes or whatever they want to, like, I don't know. I just thought like some of the devs with their personalities and stuff, I think would be excellent for that kind of, you know, stuff. So, you know, and it shows off the, you know, the community, like saying like, oh, this is so cool, or, you know, however it plays out. But I don't know. That was just my thought when I was watching this. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you want to see more behind the scenes videos like this of the different teams?
I always love the behind the scenes for everything, of the sound, of the game designs, of whatever. I don't care. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting to see the thought process and stuff, but it also humanizes the devs. I think one of the problems when the Warcraft devs all disappeared behind the Warcraft devs Twitter account is it made it less interesting to try and interact with the people making World of Warcraft. The fact that the ArenaNet teams are far more interactive on Reddit, on their forums, on Twitter, makes it feel more like, I don't know,
they're real people.
Yes, like they're real people. When I see WoW dev team, I feel like everything that comes out of it is a canned response. I don't feel like there's a person talking to me.
Yeah.
So
another thing I like that ArenaNet does that I appreciate is even when they're posting on the official Guild Wars 2 Twitter account or whatever, you always know who posted it because they put like whatever. Yeah,
they have their tag.
And I feel like that makes it, again, more personal and stuff. Like it's reminding you that there are real people behind this and it's not just this corporation thing, you know?
Not ArenaNet speaking to you, it's, you know, this community manager, this person speaking. It's yeah. So I think we've always kind of been a fan. Like I think what Robin was saying, like when she was talking about like, oh, the sound effects guys. Like I still remember the guild chat of them slinging the fireball in the guy's backyard, and I think he was like saying like, yeah, I just moved here. Like it's like, oh man, like.
I know, that still cracks me up. I'll think about it. It was like, can you imagine having a guy move in next to you and then like a week later he's standing around his backyard swinging around a fireball, like
like that's one of those things. You have a neighbor move in, you're like, are they weird? Like I don't think they come out a lot, and then you see the guy in the backyard swinging a fireball. I'd be like, he's weird, but at least I know where they're at. Like I know they're weird now. I can't speculate about them anymore.
Yep.
But yeah, that's So yeah, I'd love to see more of this with like maybe some of the different teams. Maybe even like leading up, like in conjunction with like the or what are they called? The ArenaNet Forum Chats. Like maybe time them right with like, oh, we're gonna talk about World v. World. Let's do it behind the scenes with the World v. World team. So maybe you see the people first or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully we get to see more of that from maybe some of the different teams. So with the new PvP season coming, what was it, April 3rd? Apparently there's also going to be new PvP server and unranked matchmaking changes. So on the forums where they put out, we're going to be pushing up a new version of one of our PvP backend servers around 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. This change is to decrease the frequency of stuck matches, especially for matches running during game updates. Ironically, when we push this out, some matches will likely get stuck. Fantastic. Working as intended. We should have people unstuck within 30 minutes or so if it happens. And that's like getting trapped in an elevator.
Or trapped in a drive-thru.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, so also they say along with this change, we're going to be doing some experiments with the unranked matchmaker. The change increases the time the matchmaker waits before allowing two people of largely differing skill ratings to be placed within the same match. However, average time in queue will likely go up dramatically, especially if you're at high or low end of skill rating. We will run this change to gather data and will likely switch it back within a day or so. However, if queue times go into played levels, we could switch this off sooner. So, I mean,
it's unranked.
So, can you guys see this as a testing ground for hopefully bring it to ranked?
Well, the whole point of anything for testing is unranked. Like unranked is for player testing and for dev testing, really. I don't first play any new build in ranked because that's rude to the people who are trying to actually, climb. It's the same thing in League of Legends. I'm not going to hop into rank the first time on a champion that I've never touched. I'm hoping that there's enough of an unranked population that they can get good data out of this.
Yeah, that's always the question. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about in the past because, like Chat's saying, it's definitely going to improve the quality of matches, but it's like, it's that weird slider, but like, yeah, you can have like matches where it's like people are at the exact same rating, but they're probably not going to be in a match for, it'll be like a 10-hour queue, but they're going to find those perfect people if it's that all the way that extreme. But
Red Wolf, I am always polite. Why are you laughing at me, Arlie?
I'm just laughing at, I don't know. It just seems funny.
She says, I don't know. I can't make it an excuse for it.
I'm just a happy person. I laugh.
But yeah, I agree with QED. It's going to help because you won't end up with people that are just like. I ran into someone who was keyboard turning in unranked the other day, and
did you yell at them?
No, because they were on the enemy team and it was making us win.
Oh, okay.
But
you're like, keep it up. Woo!
It was one of those things where when I see a ranger going like. I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't keyboard turn. I keyboard drift.
God.
Sorry.
Get out.
I think it'll help with the matches. I think the problem is when you dual queue, it's either like it's either people are the same level or one person is just higher than the other, and it kind of creates a problem in terms of the matching making.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I think it was doing with Jubro, and then there was this other duo queue. It was an Elementalist and a Necro, and the Elementalist was not good at all. To the point of like when he got into a fight, he just died, and he just went down state in 3 seconds or less, and it was just unbelievable. And this person was telling me what to do the entire game instead of actually playing the game. I'm like, and it's like, dude, I know what to do as a thief, but if you're dying so much, I have to do weird things. It's just how it is.
You're making me this way.
Yeah. And I remember this so vividly. And I carried so hard in doing all this weird things that all we had to do was hold the midpoint for like 5 more seconds and we would have won the game. It was like so close to and the Elementalist actually went off point to fight someone, and we lost the point, and we lost by like 2 points, and I was so mad. I was so mad.
I have to admit, I kind of agree with Mithrin, is that the removing duo queue from ranked, just making people solo queue, I think could work just in a general sense for matchmaking, because then you don't have people who can boost to at least to the point where you can't duo queue anymore. But
I don't know.
You've got well, the other points that Mithrin makes is less visual clusterfunk, a better pace.
Yeah, I'll say we were talking about that. I think right before the show was like it's just so visually intense that you can't really.
Well, I was talking about I love the indicators that we got for Scourge shades, but they pretty much cover up any of the other ground circles, and it's lately just been like one of the reasons I stopped really playing. Like I haven't touched ranked since February still, and it just got to a point where it's like it's people just throw AoE on the point, and I can't do anything. Like I can't get into cap the point because if I stay on the point, I die. I can't like melee pressure because I want to play my warrior, but I don't want to play like some kind of glassy bursty thing because that's boring to me. And then that flows into the better pacing thing because that brings back the whole point I made earlier where it's burst. There's no tank, and I get that they kind of wanted to remove bunker gameplay because it's not as interesting to watch, but at the same time, like if I can rotate through my defensive cooldowns and my CC in a skillful manner that I might not be able to kill someone, but I can hold them off via skill for someone to come, either to pull another person on their team away or for a friend to come and help me with the fight, that's skill expression. And that's what PvP needs. The bursty of like, I can hit all of these keys in the span of 0.5 seconds, that's skill, yes, but it's not decision-making skill. It's my fingers are fast.
Yeah.
Or I have a macro on my keyboard that lets me hit these skills in this order. So.
And I honestly, I think that ultimately that's the problem, like what Mithrin's saying, like get rid of 2v2s, but you still need alternatives for teams and duos. It's like, I don't know, it just seems like a lot of times when they remove something or something, they're like, yeah, all that stuff's unranked. Like, just do it on unranked. Like, it's like the catch-all unranked. It's like, which...
Oh, they have the 2v2 match mode, just have a 2v2 queue.
The reason why duo exists, like people want to still play in that 5v5 environment, but the reason duo queue exists is because people want they're guaranteed a reliable teammate, like someone that they can know, like at least, like even if these 3 players are bad, at least I have one person I can rely on.
Yeah,
that's kind of, and I would say from personal experience, I would say duoing with a person is a lot more enjoyable, even if you lose, even if like people aren't playing as well, just because you're not as frustrated.
But then the point there is that what about the people who solo queue? It's like it becomes oppressive for the people who either don't want to or can't duo. And you always have that enemy team that has those 2 people, or then you've got those 2 people on your team that are just going to like go off and do their thing and either ignore you or flame you, because I've had that happen before when it's a duo queue and they blame everything on the person that is not them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that, but like not to them. If I see it, like because I know from experience, like again experience, like I don't flame anyone in chat unless they really deserve it, because it will make them play worse.
Yep,
and
don't want to tilt your teammates because it's not going to help you.
Yeah, I've said this a lot, but it doesn't matter because I always focus on myself in the end because that's the person who's in every game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a movie quote, like, I can only rely on one person, myself. Like I just needed a moment where it went to like Age's, like bars came down just to Age's eyes, like, wow. Sorry. And since I'm editing, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, so I mean, I'm hopeful that it fixes things.
Yeah, we'll see.
Only time will tell.
It'll make it better. I don't think it'll fix the inherent issues with PvP. That's the thing.
But yep, I mean, you know, Mithrin was talking about, you know, they want rewards from PvP. Well, you know, who knows if you're gonna get that in like a future revamping of PvP or something like that, you know, better rewards. What I can guarantee is some great rewards from for fans by fans, the Fan Forge thing. More Guild Wars 2 merchandise just came in.
Woo!
Yeah. And some new items in there are some POF stuff, but they have an Arene Clip Clap plush, the Choya pin that you're seeing there, and also other POF apparel and designs, like, and those are mouse pads right there, but they also do have those images on like t-shirts, hoodies, and stuff like that. So are any of you guys gonna be picking any of that up, or maybe even chat?
I might get the mouse pad, the blue one in the center. I have to admit, I'm kind of disappointed that it took the Fan Forge to get an Arene plushie.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of figured that ANet
themselves.
Yeah, I'll take it, but I kind of figured that ANet themselves would be just like plushie.
Right.
I won't lie, because I'll say, Robin, I think it was like sometime this week you were like, I'm gonna try to not spend get pins at PAX, and I saw this like the next day. I was about to like retweet it and just put at, you know, I was like, well, it's not at PAX, so you're fine.
Yep. Yeah. I've got a lot of pins. Oh my.
I need to sign up.
I still think you're screwed for pins.
I have like 3 full lanyards of pins at this point. Like, I've got to stop.
Chris is already prepping her bag of holding to make sure she has enough space. The one thing, we have to like freaking glue the Heart of Thorns pins that you got us because the backing comes off all the time.
Yep. I don't know why, but yeah, that one's a pain.
I hope they have Path of Fire pins.
Ooh.
I would love to see one of those, like just the steel logo one.
Maybe they'll have Oreen plushies for the raffle at the party.
Probably.
Ooh.
I think we might get a goodie bag. So
that would be amazing too.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting all the stuff. No.
Well, you could too if you'd go.
I don't need to go. I could go on FanForge and get all this great stuff for
then
prices.
You're paying.
Well, technically, we're paying.
You're going to PAX, like
whatever.
But
speaking of PAX,
yeah, I was gonna say. So you're gonna pick all this stuff up, but yeah, you know, speaking of PAX, we have actually news that ArenaNet is going to PAX. So they're going to do a game narrative panel at PAX East, that's named "A Player Walks into a Bar." ... Then what? It's going to feature Bobby Stein, Jessica Price, and Samantha Walschlager. What's that?
Yeah, Walschlager, something like that.
Of the Guild Wars 2 narrative team. That's what I thought it was, but and so them three will be on the panel. The panel will begin at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. On Saturday, April 7th in the Dragonfly Theater. And also, they're going to be doing a community meetup at the Lucky's Lounge. They'll have food and drink and raffles, and it's a great opportunity to chat with the devs and other fans. The event will run from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, April 7th. Tickets are limited. I think at this point they are gone. But please either print out your ticket or have it available on your phone to present at the door. Attendees without a ticket will be admitted on a first come first served basis if space is available. So you can risk it, but you might not get in.
I was gonna say in past parties, people tend to stay. Like people go and they're there for the whole time. It's not like other parties where people will be there for like an hour and then leave. Like
yeah, I was gonna say it's there's food, drinks, raffles. Like it sounds like a place where you're just you're hanging out. You're there. Yeah, you're there for the night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like a 3-hour thing, so it's like you're out for the night. It's like, hey.
Yeah. So, Arlie, have they gone to Lucky's Launch before? And
no, this is new. Because last time when they did it in PAX at the Hard Rock, well, it depends. Like, I think Lucky's itself is bigger, but I don't know if like they're only reserving like a section of it or if they've got the whole place. Like, I don't know what they ended up doing with that. So it might be more space, but it might not be. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know all the other times, like, because you guys were talking about like there's probably gonna be like a little goodie bag type thing. Like I know in the last ones they've always had that. So you never know.
Yeah. Well, the last ones they've always had like a section of the restaurant reserved for whatever, but just because the layout of, if I'm remembering it correctly, the layout of Lucky's, I don't think it lends itself to that as well. So I'm interested to see what they end up doing. Curious.
They're bringing the house down. I don't know what that was. But and I saw a chat talking about Arena at PAX East in general. They suspect that they're not going to show anything new. It'll probably be talks and showing the friendship stuff. Yeah, I could definitely see that stuff being shown like on a like monitor that's like cycling through or something like that. Or I mean, we don't even know if they have a booth. Like I don't know if they have a place.
No, they're just on a panel.
Yeah, I think Ruby tweeted it or said that they're going to have something with them. And I think they're going to be in the lobby area kind of hanging out of PAX, but I don't think they'll actually have a booth on the floor. At least that's the way I understood what she said. So
okay.
Yeah. So yeah, the only thing I'm interested in is because they're going to E3. You don't buy a slot at E3 unless you have something, right?
Well, what did they do at E3 last year? Because I know they were there.
They announced the sale of Heart of Thorns went live that very moment.
Oh, that was the Heart of Thorns one, but last year was Path of Fire stuff, wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, but I don't think they were at E3 then.
I could have sworn they were there last year.
I'd have to go double check.
Well, we have the great Google machine.
Honestly, all those things like jumble together. Like I'll probably recall something that happened like 2-3 years ago.
Wasn't that when they like officially announced Pathfire and released the trailer and all of that? They did that around that time.
It sounds right.
That was they announced it 2 months beforehand. So that was July. They announced it. Into July.
Yeah, I'm not finding anything but cursory Google search, so
whatever.
Yeah, even chat's saying if they were recalling correctly, they weren't on the last E3. I was gonna say
Okay. Seriously, like all the conventions kind of mush in my head. Like I can't keep them separate.
Well, like I said last week, I think I said it off like pre-show or after show because it was last week's Shadow of the Dragon podcast. Like they were actually saying, what if they announced that they are going to console with Microsoft, getting a Microsoft exclusive console?
Yeah.
So like I said, this is all Shadow of the Dragon's idea, and I was like, you know, I mean, worse things have happened. Diablo 3 went to console.
Hey, they get a dodge.
Bad.
They get a dodge roll on console.
Oh no, because they made Diablo 3 for the console originally and just shoved it into the.
They just didn't tell anybody that.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get started on that. So irritated with that darn betas. Anyway, but yeah, so maybe they figure out a way to put it on console. I mean, what was it? Now, probably a year and a half ago, they kind of had good controller support for Guild Wars 2, or like people were I think people were always mapping it, but didn't they add actual controller support?
Mac in chat was telling me he has it was either Mac or somebody else has a preset for the Steam controller for Guild Wars 2.
So, it's out there. So maybe they're just going the next step and getting some of that Microsoft money.
They're introducing a Polymock mobile game that links to your account and uses your minis that you have.
That would actually be awesome.
Yeah, because you would have every
freaking cool idea.
You would be done. It's like, when am I going to go capture now? I have all the minis.
Well, no, you wouldn't capture. You'd fight people.
Yeah.
You'd run into them in like Arlie would be on the train going to work, and she'd just be like, Polymock with people on the train.
Yep.
Stands up like, boom, I just knocked the shoes off your Queen Jenna. It's like, joke's on you. She doesn't have shoes.
Oh, my.
Still want a Cyberbrain neck dock controller. I don't know if we're going to get that at E3, unfortunately.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm assuming like along the lines of what's the anime?
Sounds like
Sword Art Online. Yeah. I wanted to say ESO. I was like, I know those are the wrong letters, but it's kind of like that. SAO instead of ESO. So, yeah.
No, that's Ghost in the Shell. Cyberbrain neck dock. That's Ghost in the Shell.
My apologies.
That'd
we
be
just
cool
angered
too.
the anime community.
But we would have to be cyborgs. We would have to have cybernetic abilities, like implants and stuff, for that to happen.
Though, you know what would be the good thing about that? If we probably had cybernetic implants, we could probably like hook our like credit card up to it and easily pay for things in video games. But since we don't have that, you probably have to do the old-fashioned way, or just convert gems, like in the gem store. Speaking of the gem store, always thank you to Dolphy.net. Check out Dolphy.net so you can spend your gems more wisely. First up, we have the Forged Backpack and Glider combo for 700 gems, and I wasn't even aware of it. I thought it was just the glider, but apparently you do get the backpack. But you can dye the glider. You can't dye the backpack.
Womp womp.
But yeah, so it does unlock for your whole account. It is 700 gems. It looks freaking awesome. I mean,
yeah.
If you
I like the way like it flies off your back and goes around under you. That's cool.
Yep. It's really well animated. Also, Deo. Yeah, no, Deo, I appreciated your Green Goblin reference.
Oh, yeah.
Fluffy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're going for that like Green Goblin cosplay in game type thing, there you go. Like, even Dolphy dyes it green to kind of show it off. Like it's a pretty cool glider. I'll give him that.
It's okay, breakfast. I popped cooldowns. I'm fine.
Yes, like Zachariah says, for 700 gems, you can turn into the Green Goblin. That's probably the best way to put it.
I like the part where Dolphy has the video of the Asura in the Inquest exosuit dyed green. And that matches perfectly.
Yeah, and Mithrin, I think that's always been my problem with them is, how these combos, you can't dye the back piece. Like, since back pieces can't be dyed, it's like, I've never understood it. Like apparently in Tyria, there's some kind of material that's like a mood ring. When it glides, it changes the color possibly.
Well, I understand that the back pieces have never been designed with dye slots, and the UI is not designed to allow dyeing on back pieces. But if they're going to keep doing this where gliders and backpacks are linked in packages like this, I really think they need to put the time into making backpacks dyeable, because I think it's worth it.
I don't
think they
know
make
that.
more money off of back pieces, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I don't know that putting dye channels on all the back pieces makes sense, but it should at the very least, if you dye the glider certain colors, there should be, since they're linked, there should be something that carries those dyes over to the back piece.
Right. Even if they just do that, I think that would be fine. If it's where the back piece is supposed to turn into the glider, if we couldn't just manually dye the back piece, but we could dye the glider and it somehow copy that over to the back piece, I think that would be okay too.
Yeah.
Because I have the Shining Blade back piece, the back piece and glider, and I love like the chain sound it makes. I like the animation as it opens. I haven't really liked the glider because it's like the broken blades and the chains. It looks really cool, but I can't use it because the colors I use for the glider are completely different from the colors I would use that are on the backpack.
Yeah.
And the backpack base colors just don't go with what my character has on.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. No, it's totally frustrating. Yeah, if they could link them, that would be, at least to me, ideal. And I feel like it would probably be more likely than just adding dye channels to all the back pieces.
I think Chat's statement was legitimate, but I'm gonna make a horrible pun out of it. Yeah, it definitely does seem like it's a back end issue. The back piece.
Get out.
Sorry.
Again.
Yeah, honestly, like, because I think they started to get like a little bit crazier with the models, because at first it was like the glider always had to be like on the back, and it was, you know, it seemed like when they were moving at the tail end of Heart of Thorns into POF, they started to do like, they had like the Comet and stuff like that, and they started to do the magic carpets could now be a glider and stuff like that. So you had more standing on stuff. I'm curious if like at the end of POF they start getting more liberal with the mounts itself. Like if this was maybe like a Griffin mount included, like that's a 2000 gem mount, like backpack, glider, and Griffin mount. Like, come on, like I that's what I started to think about. I was like, I'd like that to be a mount, so you could actually like just I would want to be in Lion's Arch hanging out on that mount, just standing on it, making sure I don't fall off.
Yep.
But, you know, so hopefully maybe they are, you know, go the same trajectory as the gliders themselves. But
and to go off of Mithrin's point, in that in Arcade you could have like the cape and the glider and the shield and and everything could be dyed. Well, it was designed that way from the ground up. Back pieces in Guild Wars 2, like how many book models and recolors are there from like vanilla Guild Wars 2, where it's the giant Libram on your back. When I got back into playing, the big back pieces were the spinal blades from the whole war with Scarlet. I'm still working on finishing the green ones, but I have the other 3 because you automatically get the orange ones. But honestly, I kind of wish they'd go back and make that a glider skin, because I could just imagine like the wing bits just kind of spreading wider and like holographic fins appearing.
Well, also like the way it's designed, you could make it kind of like the middle part functions as a jetpack almost, you know?
But it's one of those things where I think the game has progressed to the point where figuring out how to make back pieces dyeable in either the traditional sense or what you said, Arlie, it just mimicking the colors that are on the glider, if you have the glider and the back piece skins equipped at the same time, I think it's worth it. And I think it would help them sell these better.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but then again, without knowing what the back end stuff is, I can't really say one way or the other how hard that would be to do.
But also in the gem store, we're continuing our March Madness sale. So if you're watching now, I think they only last 24 hours. So you've missed all the way through. You missed like Central Tier Waypoint Unlock packages, which still not a fan of. But hey, you know, The Mistlock Sanctuary passkey, which awesome. Unfortunately, you missed that sale. Mersat looks. The infinite unbound gathering tools. Ah, dang it. Those ones look cool because you're like blasting stuff. But today you can actually get and this is March 24th on Saturday. So if you're watching live, if you're probably watching this on YouTube, it's probably gone by now. By the time you reach this point, unfortunately. But March 24th, you can get the Black Lion chest key for 100 gems, 5 for 359, 25 for 1680 gems, so 20% off.
That is such a weird price, a weird sale price.
Yeah.
It's just the way the math works out.
Yeah. But if you're going to buy Black Lion keys, do it today.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, does this entice anybody? And I'm curious, chat, does it entice you guys like to possibly, trade gems for gold or actually pay?
Might. Maybe.
I spent 1,000 gems on Wednesday. I bought a bank slot and I bought a bag slot. Yes, a bag slot on my Guardian.
Nice.
Mostly because I have too many Goram living story things that are just sitting in my inventory.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, was it last week we were talking about how we wish we had a bookshelf?
Put
all those books and stuff. And
yep.
I mean, you say that about what's in the chest now. You can always save the keys. I know it's enticing not, to just use them instantly, but you could always just capitalize on the deal. But yeah, so yeah, that's the other thing. At least the new Living Story stuff there, you can get a new bag.
That's why I bought the bag slot Longo Jones, because
awesome.
that's where the Omicron bandolier is going, and that's going to stay there, and that's going to make salvaging everything a hell of a lot easier whenever I get around to it. So.
Mm-hmm.
But any other thoughts on the gem store? Is there anything you guys still want to see for the March Madness sale? And I'd love to hear chat's thoughts, because I know some people have been hoping for the copper fed salvage-o-matic, I believe. But or are you guys kind of content with what you have currently, that you don't really feel like you need a
I'm pretty fine where I'm at, so.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm good.
It says, and a dead mom's bow.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Didn't they do Air's bow?
Spoilers!
Spoilers.
Is it really spoilers if it's over 2 years old?
Yeah.
Chat wants something for free. Well,
you're not wrong, Zekriox. Free is always good.
You can get a free Black Lion key if you do a key run. There you go. You can do it once a week on a low level character. You don't even have to use the gem store.
Yep.
I do too, but I'm just so horrible with it. It trails off.
Yep.
But
well, like we were talking about that, and I randomly logged on my key farm character to check if I had gotten all of the stuff off of her so I could destroy her to do it again, and I discovered she had a first birthday present, and I was like, wow.
Oh, fuck.
Now you're gonna have to do some editing this week.
I know. This is ridiculous.
It was bad.
Talking Skritt banned for excessive Deo puns. We'll be back in other forms. They can't take us down anyway. All right. So I think we were pretty much done with the gem store. I mean, we were kind of just what people were still hoping for, but
yeah.
Chat. But yeah. Next up and final, the community corner. Hopefully we can get through before my power goes out. The community is just bringing down my house. First up, we have the Unity Gaming Tournament. So it is back for 2018, EU and NA. NA will be April 15th. EU will be April 22nd. Class stacking is legal. Only one elite and core spec from classes are allowed, e.g. Core Warrior, Berserker, Spellbreaker, so on and so forth. Players may play in both regions with the understanding that ping is a thing. So, if you want to risk it.
Who would have guessed that, ping is a thing that exists?
Ping is a state of mind.
Who knew?
Unless you're Australian, then you're thoroughly screwed.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, I mean, this is done with, Jebro and, his group Unity. So, we've talked about it in the past. Definitely check it out. We'll have the Reddit link down below. You guys excited for it? This will be during season 11. So, with all the balance changes in.
I might watch it because of that, because I want to see how people are handling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shall see.
You can class stack. You can have up to 2 players on one class, but I don't think you can spec stack. So you can only have, you can have 2 warriors, but one of them must be, like, if one of them is core warrior, the other one has to be either a berserker or a spellbreaker.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it means. Which I think is honestly a good way to do it, because the core and the elite specs are basically different classes in general.
Yep.
Because they change the way your class mechanics work.
Also, we have another video from Ada GW2, which I believe is in chat as well. She did a little video of basically stuff you might have missed in Personal Story, and hopefully this is the beginning of a series. I don't know how much is out there for it, but it's a very short video, so like I didn't want to put it up here because definitely send the views their way. I'll throw the link in chat, and also it'll be in the description. It's like maybe 2-3 minutes long, but it's basically there is an alternate dialogue in one of the human personal stories where there is a kind of fail state to the story. Like you still complete it, but it has like a different set of dialogue. So definitely check it out. I never was aware of it, so definitely a cool little watch. Last up, we have kind of our own little shameless plug. Check out our Discord. We're trying to do kind of like a gaming community, not just Guild Wars 2. I mean, like I saw Tavik teasing me that good thing it's okay. I have to do editing because Warframe's down. We've been playing Warframe. You guys were talking about playing Vermintide 2. We have people in there talking about WoW and stuff, and we can always add more games where the people want to play.
Harley was even streaming the alpha.
Yeah.
For BFA.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No.
I'll be doing that some more too.
We're all over the place, friends.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'd like to, if there's more people for Guild Wars 2, maybe run fractals, events, dungeons, maybe even start up guild missions if you want to join our guild, or maybe we'll switch out guilds and stuff if people need to get certain things. But yeah, look, Kate, can we put that in our marketing thing? Be like, come join the Discord, it's fun. Kate, we just need one person in chat to put that way we know we have good marketing.
Yeah, we can market that if somebody just types
But yeah, that looks like it is that for this week. Before my power goes out another time, Jim, where can they find you?
I can be found on Twitter at MalthanusMMO. You can also find me here on twitch.tv/TalkingSkrit every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for our Zero to Hero PvP night, where we are playing WW. Because it's the off season, and I just can't be bothered to play unranked because shit show. Honestly, I tried playing unranked for a few episodes of Zero to Hero, and it was like sub 100 win, sub 100 loss, sub 100 point win, sub 100 point loss, and it was just it's not fun when it's your team that is just bad or the enemy team is just bad. It's not interesting. So there's that. But hope to see you all there.
Yeah, I was even there for the War of the World. So yeah, I do something like PvP, just not PvP. So definitely check it out on Wednesdays. And Age, where can they find you?
Twitch and YouTube at Night Road. I'm honestly have been burnt out for the longest time, so I haven't been streaming or making videos. I'm not sure where I'm at the moment. I want to get back to it, but I just don't want to get back to it and then just feel burnt out again, because that's just not enjoyable. My vacation starts next Friday, so I will try to get stuff going by then, if anything.
I had the perfect idea for a video.
No.
The Changes the Thief, explored by Age Night Road. Too soon?
I feel like I'll just make a meme compilation, me on Berserker Thief, just bodying people left and right.
There you go.
So you might see that. There you go.
Sounds awesome. Can't wait. And Robin, where can they find you?
On Twitch and Twitter at Arlie82, and writing for MMORPG.com and GameSpace.com, and yeah, that's it.
Awesome. And you can find me at simply_Deo on Twitch and Twitter. And yeah, this past week streamed first half with Malfanis and World v World, and then I kind of switched it as a comparison to ESO's Cyrodiil, and didn't find that many groups. They even chat was even in the Cyrodiil chat was saying like it was probably a slow day. So I guess it's not the same population wise, but we were on a smaller. We were in the like non-champ point thing, which we won't get into that. There was a lot there, but there was reasons. That's all we need to know. Also played a little bit of Warframe, but yeah, hopefully more of that stuff next week. I'm trying to stream more always. And if you are just popping at the very end, do stick around for a little bit. Hopefully we do a bit of after show, like I said, if my internet stays up. But if you are just popping in, if we do highlight this on Twitch, but we do also throw it up on your YouTube channel, just search Talking Skritt. It's usually the first one that pops up. That goes up on Sundays at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you want to make it out for the live show, take part in the pre-show, after show, just talking about games and stuff in general, just do twitch.tv/Talking Skritt, and hang out with us Saturdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And I would like to thank this week for the host, and thankfully they stuck with through the outage. Maple Syrup and Beers, Aurora Peachy, Hypnotic One, Jaibu Cool, Shadow of the Dragon Podcast, Moonkiller NV, That Chevron, 7-Bit Brian, and host of Ascalon. And if there was anybody that it fell off for that, I do apologize. Thank you as well. But we will see everybody next week, and as always, we will see you in the game. Good night, everybody.
Oh, I guess.